an Irish bar. Walking along Charlestown, wishing you were in Bannerstrand, holding your nephew's hands. We walked along the waterfront, up Bunker, down on Main. We met at the monument, where everyone knew our names. Our first kiss on 40 flights, our friends on the stoop on summer nights. The church door was always open as the bells rang out for you and me, for all to see on our wedding day. There's an immigrant soul under.
Good evening and welcome to Charlestown Live. I'm Al Carrier. I'll be your host this evening. Tonight's special guest is Corey DiDonato, who is the owner of Avalon CrossFit in Charlestown. She'll be talking to us a little bit tonight about the sport of CrossFit, strength and conditioning, and how CrossFit can apply to just about any age. Before I introduce my guests, first let me thank our partners, Charlestown Against Drugs, or CHAD, and our sponsors, Partners Healthcare. Partners Healthcare includes MGH Charlestown, MGH Institute of Health Professionals, MGH at the Charlestown Navy Yard, Spalding Rehab Hospital, and the MGH SHOP program. My guest this week is Corey DiDonato. She's the owner of Avalon CrossFit. And for those of you that do not know what CrossFit is, you're going to get a sample tonight of exactly what CrossFit is. Corey will be telling us about being a CrossFit athlete and ways in which this type of working out can be scaled up or down to fit just about any age group and any ability. Corey and her fiance Tang live in Medford. They're raising their 18-month-old daughter Olivia. Corey grew up not in Charlestown, she grew up in Ohio, but she's lived in Mass for a little over 7 years. And she decided to start a business in Charlestown because this was the first place that she lived when she moved, from out west. So she kind of fell in love with the town. She fell in love with the people, and many of those whom were her very first clients. Corey holds a Bachelor of Science in Corporate Communications from Ithaca College. She is a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a certified personal trainer through NSCA, which is the National Strength and Conditioning Association, as well as a certified USA weightlifting sports performance coach through USAW. Corey ran collegiate track and field and is a licensed G and F US soccer coach. She's also a Group X certified instructor. We'll have to talk about that. I'm not sure what that is. Through her 24-hour fitness and is a former gymnast. Corey also holds a NASM certificate in manual neuromuscular stretching techniques. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
In addition to being Avalon's owner, Corey is in charge of the program design efforts for all of the CrossFit, the onboarding, boot camp, and personal training classes and sessions. Corey started Avalon Personal Training about 7 years ago. This is kind of the third location, in addition to where you started maybe in some parks. Is that true?
Yeah.
She'll tell us a little bit about that. She started doing this full-time about, was it 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
Okay. And she tells us that she's always coached soccer and done some form of exercise since she was about 21 years old, so she's going to fill us in on Avalon CrossFit and everything CrossFit, so we'll be experts by the end of the show. Welcome, Corey.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about how you got started, the number of folks that you had, kind of why you decided to get going in CrossFit, and give us a little bit of...
So when I was living in California, I had first been exposed to CrossFit. It was pretty big out there. It was started out on the West Coast. And at the time, I was doing coaching of folks that were trying to get ready for various military fitness tests, like BUDS for the Navy SEALs, Marine Corps OCS. So I'd met some recruiters through that whole process. When I moved out here to Massachusetts, I started working again with some referrals that those recruiters gave me out here, getting guys ready. If you remember, we had a lot of troops deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan at the time. So there was a big need for this combat readiness training and for these young guys to be able to pass their fitness tests. And I kind of grew from that. And some of my original clients were folks that were in Charlestown. I used to go to their homes. I used to do it in parks. We did it at the track in Charlestown. And then about 4 years ago, I had been doing SEAL Fit type workouts and decided, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, and we're going to also license CrossFit. And after licensing CrossFit, things just really took off for us. It was much more accessible than SEAL Fit and some of the other stuff we were doing to the general public. And like you said, this is our third location, so it's really grown. So we do that. We do kettlebells, boxing. We still do the original combat readiness, which is the boot camp class.
That's pretty cool. But I mean, you didn't start out there. I mean, you had a career doing, I'm going to say real work. Not that it's not, because CrossFit
Office
is.
work.
Yes,
Office
office work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you made a switch.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people have a dream of making a career out of their hobby. If you're going to do it, you're going to take a pay cut. So be prepared for that. But it was always a dream. When I had went to college, I had wanted to be a gym teacher. And my dad really pushed the computers. That was really big. I'm 39, so if you can imagine, like webmaster, HTML. So when I first graduated, that's exactly what I did. I worked for Oracle Corporation. After Oracle, I got into some of the financial aspects of stuff, working for Washington Mutual, and that's who ended up transferring me out here into the beautiful town of Charlestown. So all of that gave me a great background for running a business. And I think that is the one thing that you do see. A lot of people sometimes will run a business like this as if it is a hobby, but we don't do that at Avalon. We take it really seriously. We do run it like a business, but it's something that we love doing, and I'm like very lucky that this is what I get to do.
Well, they say, I mean, if you love your job, it doesn't feel like a job at all.
No, I love going to work.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So tell us, how many members did you start out with when you first started?
We started out with, I think it was 17.
Okay.
Was our like original membership base, and then we pretty quickly grew to 50, and we still have a lot of those 50 original members. And then today we have 375 people using the gym every month, and we're still growing.
That is crazy. And you know, the funny thing is, I've only been a member for like about the last 6 months, 5 or 6 months, and it's been tremendous benefit to me for my health. But I talk to people about it, because they wonder, how'd you lose all the weight? And I said, well, CrossFit's great. You should try it. Well, where is CrossFit? I said, well, they said, well, I've never seen it. I said, well, it's in the same building as the Knights of Columbus. It's just around the backside, you know? So there are a few people that still don't know you're there. So, hopefully tonight we can get the word out a little bit to some folks. And, that's kind of the purpose of this, I think, to tell people about, what is CrossFit for those who may not know? I mean, I now know, but there's a whole jargon, there's a whole terminology, there's the
whole world.
There's a whole world, and it's easy to get into. I mean, the instructors are very good. They simplify it. There's Olympic weightlifting moves. There is a bar. There are weights. And there's some high intensity stuff going on. Just tell us a little bit, so for the layman, what are you doing?
Absolutely. So CrossFit's a mixture of the Olympic weightlifting, like you said, which are the snatch and the clean and jerk, powerlifting, which everybody's familiar with if they've gone to the gym. It's the bench press, the squat, that kind of thing. But then the thing that makes it fun for the majority of people is that it adds in a lot of some of that military style training, like rope climbs. And it also adds in plyometrics and stuff that you do or get to do if you're training at like the collegiate or the Olympic or professional sports level, like plyometric exercises, speed drills, pacing drills, all that kind of stuff. So each class is always a mixture of some type of gymnastic movement, which could be something on the rings, pull-ups, a barbell movement, which could be like a front squat, and then a cardiovascular movement, which could be running, rowing, if you don't like running, which a lot of people don't like running. We give you a choice. Or you could be doing box jumps, anything like that.
I'll be honest with you, I was very excited to join CrossFit because I didn't want to run. And the first day we get there, Coach Taylor says, okay, everyone get by the back door. I said, well, what are we doing? He says, oh, and by the way, you go grab a medicine ball. So what am I going to do with a medicine ball? What are we doing? I said, I joined CrossFit so I didn't have to run. Now you're telling me you need to run, and I got to carry this medicine ball somehow down the street 800 yards. So that was meters. So that was kind of fun. I think we got some pictures here. So why don't we let's actually, before we get into that, what about the age ranges of your members? Tell us a little bit about the gym.
Yeah, so it's all different ages, but the majority of our members are in their late 20s. Our oldest member is 72.
Wow.
That still comes, and we have a lot of members in their late 30s, 40s, 50s. It's all ages. The median age is about 39. So in a CrossFit gym, especially ours, it's typically older than the types of folks you'd see at like a Planet Fitness or a Gold's Gym. It's about 15 years older than that. But again, it's still a very active segment of the population, or someone who wants to be in that active segment.
And what I think is great about it is it's scalable. And that word, a lot of what does that mean? Well, scalable essentially just means that it's to your ability. So you don't go in there and throw 45-pound plates on either side and just start doing push presses. You learn the movement with low weight or even the bar in some cases. I see people just moving the bar. It's 45 pounds. That's enough in some cases to learn the movement, which I think is key because people then stay within their own ability.
Exactly.
Because you hear horror stories of CrossFit, and there's the people out there who say, well, there's just too much weight. But I've found, and I think I've seen in the gym.
Because of my brilliant programming.
Is that what it is?
So I think you'll see
I think John C. was telling me it's because of his instruction, if you ask John.
He's charming. He's very charming. But I think one of the things that you'll see at Avalon is that we do a lot of percentage base. So you're always using a percentage of what your 1 rep max is, or a heavy version of that lift. So your percentage, your 80% or 60%, it might be very different from someone else who's been doing it for a couple years. And when you take an approach like that, it does make it exactly accessible to everyone, because even if it's only the 15-pound junior training bar that you're using, you're still doing the same workout, just a different version.
We've got some photos. I'd like to pull up that slide deck, Dave, if you would, and we can take a look at some of the CrossFit athletes. Corey will tell us a little bit about what we're looking at. We can pull that up when you get a sec. So that's just a picture. That's kind of a panoramic view of you call it the box, not necessarily a gym.
Yeah, so that's one of the terms that they use a lot in CrossFit. They call the gyms boxes because they all used to be in like warehouse shapes. So those little square boxes that you could rent at a self-storage, a lot of them originally started in that kind of facility.
It's interesting. The next picture is we have it's Coach Taylor down there on knees giving some instruction. One of the is that Steve?
That's Steve.
Yeah.
That's Steve.
And so I'm guessing he's doing either is it a bar facing burpee or something where he's jumping over the bar?
He's actually jumping over the bar. That was one of the open workouts. And the open workouts everyone around the world does the same series of workouts during the month of March, usually every year, just to kind of see how they stack up against each other. It's optional.
Next photo we have, I think, is one of my favorite athletes. If I could be half the athlete that this girl is, I'd be in great shape. That's Becky Fay, I believe.
Absolutely.
And she's doing, what would that be?
That's an overhead squat that she's doing.
Okay.
She's on her way down on that. Absolutely.
And so that's what you see in any given class you go in. You're doing movements. The music is pumping. Everyone's pretty supportive of one another. The next photo, that would be Coach Taylor, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he's doing ring dips there?
Yeah, he's actually doing a muscle up. So he pulled himself up and then pushed himself up into that position. So that's one of the movements that they brought from men's gymnastics that you'll see in CrossFit. He's quite good at them.
Yeah, he is. I've noticed that. Still doing bodyweight ring rows, which means I'm just trying to pull myself up.
It's scalable.
Yes, it's scalable. The next photo we have, and that's you.
That's me. That's
Yes.
8 months post-baby.
Post-baby. I'm very impressed by that picture. I wasn't even sure that was you when I put it up there.
Very funny.
So very impressed. And the next one, I think we have, so there's the bars, there's Coach Taylor again. So again, we don't all look like that. I don't think I'll ever look like that, but maybe like you said, there's a lot of genetics involved, I think, for Coach Taylor. But, here's probably doing a pull-up or some type of a chin-up with the bar. And I think that's it. So that's it for the photos, and I think we're going to, in a minute here, we're going to pull up, I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, and I'm going to pull up a quick little YouTube video. So what do you think it is that people like about Avalon? What is the feedback that you've heard about what people like about the Avalon CrossFit gym?
So I think there's two big pieces that make people stick with this exercise program. One, it's the social aspect. You don't have to be alone. You're in a very supportive group of people that are always cheering you on. You kind of look forward to it. And then the other thing is that you really don't have to think about what you're doing. We program all the workouts for you, so you just need to show up. And every day is a different workout. We make sure that it's complementary to the day before and the day after. So it takes a lot of that guesswork that people spend hours at a regular gym. It takes all that out of it into a very compact, efficient workout.
Excellent. We're going to show you, bring up a YouTube video, Dave, that first one on this is a partner workout, so you're going to see, I think, a coach and an athlete. They're going to show you some stuff that you can do at home. I didn't think you could do CrossFit at home, but there's some very simple exercises you can do. They're going to go through that, and we're going to see what it's all about.
I'm Coach Taylor here at Avalon CrossFit in Charlestown, Massachusetts. Today with me is one of our members, Becky. She's gonna help demonstrate some of the movements that we're gonna do today for our at-home partner workout. Okay. So first what we're gonna do is actually warm up. Our warm up today is 3 rounds where you're gonna do 5 jumping jacks. Becky, 5 jumping jacks. Good. And then 3 inchworms. Good. Okay, after the warm-up, we're going to take you through a few stretches that we do here at Avalon CrossFit. The first one is going to be downward facing dogs. Becky. Hold this pose for about 10 to 12 seconds, pressing through the heels, hips high. Then she's going to transfer to upward facing dog. Getting her chin high, hips down, stretching the abdominal. And then she will transfer to child pose. Get those hips back, sitting back on the heels, stretching through the arms, stretching the lat muscles. Now that we've warmed up and stretched out, we're going to move on to the workout now. So our first movement in this partner workout will be 10 partner push-ups. And Becky and I will demonstrate how to do that. So both of you will go down, and then when you come up, slap hands. Down, up, slap hands. Good. Now if one of the members gets tired, how you can modify this is they can go down on their knees and still do the push-up. The second movement will be 20 partner sit-ups. How you set up for this? Both partners will go down, hook their feet in. One person will be on the inside, one person on the outside, and then we'll go back. Touch hands in the middle. Now if one person gets tired, they can hold themselves up with their knees as the other person goes. The third movement will be 10 partner squats. How you set up one person, cross their hands, the other person, you just grab each other's hands, lean back, use the leverage against each other, and then squat. Good. One person gets tired.
So that's a little bit of just a little sample of kind of what CrossFit is, and we weren't using any weights there. Something you could do at home, something you do with a partner. You know, just easy, but again, moving, which I think is great. So it's not as difficult as you may think.
No, it isn't.
So we have another video I'd like to bring up just a little bit. You know, Avalon supports many local nonprofits and has helped some other organizations. There was recently you did a fundraiser for One Fund.
One Fund, yep.
Okay. So I think we're going to bring up that YouTube video just because I think that shows the box a little bit, and it was kind of I think a pretty intense workout, and I like some of the athletes. I'd like to show that. If we could pull that video up, Dave, that would be great.
And rock.
Hi, I'm Corey. Welcome to Avalon. Tonight we did 1 burpee for every dollar our members donated. We raised $2,169, so collectively the staff did 2,169 burpees. And some people did a little bit more than others, and some people, like John here, did his 300 plus burpees with a weight vest. So we're very happy with how much money we raised. John, do you have anything you want to say?
Very successful. It was a great event. Glad we could raise some money. Had a great time, and everyone really came together for it. So thanks for being here.
So there we have it. There's just a little sample of the box and some of the athletes and some of your coaches. So, and pretty intense stuff, pretty high intensity, but great workout. I have to say the greatest workout I've ever had in 50 minutes.
Well, it's great to hear.
And the coaches, what I can tell you that I enjoy about it is the coaches are very supportive. There's a lot of instruction. You're not going to do anything wrong. They're not going to let you do anything wrong. All the movements they give you guidance on and instruction, which I think helps. Because as long as you're doing it right, you're going to get a great workout. Nobody's going to get hurt. And again, you scale it down to whatever your ability is. So from that
means a lot.
perspective,
Thank you.
no, I think and I hear that a lot from other athletes, and that's what they enjoy. And the camaraderie, everyone's very supportive, which I was surprised at first. I mean, more people know my name now. I think because it's the old guy in the gym, but more people know my name now than I know. But it is very supportive. I was a little nervous about that at first, but like I say, you're doing a great job. Keep doing what you're doing. I can't believe you have as many members as you do. It's extremely successful. But and you also support some other organizations in the town, in Charlestown, and elsewhere, which I think is great. It's a good opportunity to kind of give back a little bit. So,
Yeah.
anything you want to add? I think we're going to pull up a slide in a second that gives some more information. Anything you want to add about Avalon?
No, we're having a free community class at every 11 a.m. on Thursdays.
Okay.
So if people want to try it out the rest of the summer, they can just try it out 11 a.m. on Thursdays. Come on down.
We've got, so what we're going to tell you on the screen here, we've got, it's www.avaloncrossfit.com. Anything you need to know about the Avalon Gym is there. It's located 545 Medford Street. That's in the back of the Knights of Columbus, the same building. Phone number's there. They do free CrossFit orientation class. If you're just not sure, you want to go check it out, it's a free class. Doesn't cost you anything. You can go check it out, and the instructors will kind of show you what it's all about. Monday through Friday, open. I like the 6 a.m. classes myself. You get them in, get them done. Also Saturday, and then you've just added some new Sunday hours as well. All ages. There's also a kids clubhouse on site, so parents can bring their kids. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this Discovery? You said you got a program you're going to roll out soon?
Yeah, so we're developing a program called the Kids Discovery. So parents can bring their kids about a half hour before the Sunday class starts, and we'll work with the kids and teach them kind of what's going to happen in class, what modifications they'll need, and then they can stay and attend that Sunday class with their parents. So they can do it as part of a family, and also so parents can kind of get their kids along the path and understanding that fitness is fun and something they can do together.
Excellent. We didn't talk about this much, but I know that the paleo diet is something that's also offered. And I told you I've tried to follow it a little bit. I'm not, a lot of CrossFitters are full-on paleo, but a lot of interesting meals. Every week you get a newsletter, which I think is great. It gives you a shopping list. It ties all the shopping list to the meals throughout the week, and it's very helpful. So I've tried some of those meals. They're really cool. And again, it's just living healthier. Yeah. Watching what you eat, being conscious of what you eat, but definitely getting that exercise in there, and moving some weight around, and getting that heart rate up there. And I think that's kind of the key. So I'm excited. I'm glad I joined. I'm thankful you guys do a great job, and all your instructors. I'm very happy, and actually enjoy going to the gym every morning, which is kind of weird. A lot of times you dread going to the gym. I got to get through it, but
now you like it.
Yeah, now I like it. So it's a good deal. Well, I just want to say thank you, Corey, for all the information about Avalon CrossFit and all that you do.
Me.
Yes,
this was great.
It's excellent. Make sure you check out that website, folks. There's lots of free stuff coming up. Lots of programs they have. If you're not sure, just go down and check it out, or you can email Corey, ask her some information, or call. And but don't be shy. Don't be nervous. It's a great program. It's, again, like I said, for all ages. It's scalable, and they're doing a great job. So thank you again. Thanks for all the information, the little tutorials. So now we all now know what CrossFit is, so we don't have to be afraid. So
excellent.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'd like to thank, before we go, I'd like to thank our partners, Chad, and our sponsor, Partners Healthcare. Thank you for joining us this evening. Until next time, I'm Al Carrier. You have a great evening.
And remember Charlestown, now and forever. God bless Charlestown. Good night.